Very smart people began to figure out that something big was coming up. Something that made it so all the possibilities of all the future scenarios of any choice, any possibility that was fed in and observed through the looking glass inherently ended up in the same future. And no decision, no possibility changed past a certain point. That's the big secret.
Okay, so is that certain 2012 in your understanding?
It well coincides with December 21st, 2012.
Bill then described another development that reportedly appeared during later tests. As researchers continued running simulations, the system began producing a pattern that attracted attention. Multiple scenarios started to converge toward the same projected outcome. Under normal conditions, different inputs generate different projections. Separate choices produce separate future paths. During these later tests, many simulations pointed toward a similar endpoint. Bill said this convergence appeared in simulations connected to the period around the end of 2012. Researchers reportedly entered different variables and different decisions. The system repeatedly generated projections that moved toward the same general result.
What happened was we made this universe sort of out of balance, and our universe...
Because of the collider, the super collider?
Yeah, we altered the weight of a single electron, which I believe shifted us into a parallel universe.
Now think about that for a second. One electron. You've probably heard of the butterfly effect. The concept comes from chaos theory, a branch of mathematics that studies how complex systems behave. And the core idea is this: in any complex system, a tiny change at the start can produce a completely different outcome at the end. The term was coined by mathematician and meteorologist Edward Lorenz in the 1960s. He was running weather simulations on a computer and noticed something strange. When he slightly rounded one number, we're talking about a difference of 0.000127, the entire weather simulation produced a completely different result. Same starting point, tiny difference, totally different outcome. He realized that weather and complex systems in general are extremely sensitive to initial conditions. So sensitive that even the smallest change, like a butterfly flapping its wings, could set off a chain of events that leads to a tornado on the other side of the world weeks later. The butterfly doesn't cause the tornado directly, it shifts the conditions. Those conditions shift other conditions, and somewhere down the line, reality looks completely different. Now apply that to an electron.
We altered the weight of a single electron.
If one butterfly can change the weather, what happens when you change something at this subatomic level, at the very foundation of matter itself? In a recent interview, the German biophysicist Dieter Breuers speaks about whether CERN could influence the Earth's magnetic field, especially the Schumann resonance. We have to begin with a clear understanding of what the Schumann resonance is. These are natural electromagnetic resonances that exist between the Earth's surface and the ionosphere, the charged layer high above us. Lightning strikes happen constantly around the planet. Every strike creates an electromagnetic pulse. That pulse travels upward, reflects off the ionosphere, and moves around the Earth inside the space between ground and sky. Because this process happens all the time, stable frequencies form inside this global cavity. These are the Schumann frequencies. There are studies suggesting that these frequencies may be connected to human brain activity and psychological states. This area remains under scientific debate, yet it raises deeper questions about how closely human biology is linked to planetary electromagnetic patterns. From there, the central question emerges. If these frequencies are part of a global electrical system, could a powerful technological installation influence them? Inside the particle accelerator at CERN, particles are pushed to nearly the speed of light and then collided. These collisions release an extremely large amount of energy in extremely short bursts. Lightning is also a short and powerful electrical discharge. The comparison is based on this similarity in impulse behavior. The idea presented is that high-energy artificial impulses might interact with the Earth's electromagnetic environment. The conversation then expands to other large-scale installations, such as HAARP, which transmits powerful radio waves into the ionosphere. Since the ionosphere reflects the signals that create the Schumann resonance, any disturbance in that layer could influence the way energy circulates between Earth and sky. Some say such technologies could influence human mental states. Another key point concerns the magnetic fields used at CERN. The accelerator relies on superconducting magnets that generate fields of around 7 Tesla. This is extremely strong compared to the Earth's natural magnetic field. Physics teaches that magnetic intensity decreases quickly with distance. Even so, the broader question remains whether sustained, high magnetic activity within the Earth's crust could interact with the planet's magnetic structure in subtle ways. The discussion also touches on unusual atmospheric phenomena. Red sprites in the upper atmosphere, blue jets, and luminous spirals observed in the sky are mentioned. These events are recognized in atmospheric science. The question raised is whether changes in electromagnetic conditions could influence their frequency or visibility. From there, the focus shifts to the movement of the magnetic poles. The Earth's magnetic North Pole is not fixed. It moves over time. Measurements show that its speed of drift has increased in recent decades. Geophysics explains this movement through processes in the Earth's liquid outer core. At the same time, the acceleration of this drift becomes part of a larger conversation about planetary magnetic stability. The broader theme connects several layers of one system. Lightning sustains the Schumann resonance. The Schumann resonance depends on the ionosphere. The ionosphere interacts with the Earth's magnetic field. Large technological systems generate strong magnetic and electromagnetic forces. I know there's a lot here to process. If any of this is even partially true, what does that mean for us right now? Dr. Astrid Stuckelberger has a message about that.
The fact that we are in a matrix already, we are kept in a matrix, and by frequency that have been built upon us, whatever Earth we have. They know we are raising up and we are finding out a lot, so they put even more down. 20 to 40 elements in chemtrails from the table of Mendeleev has been found in the last months in the air in nano size. So they're trying to really put us down. How to get out of the matrix is my big question now. And one of them is frequency, but it's also to recognize authenticity and what is real and what is not real. And that's exactly the exercise we're going through now. So frequency is definitely, but it's also questioning the programmation we've gone through. And if you have made this website, it's because you are deprogramming.
I know that if you made it this far, this video probably shook your sense of reality, even if just a little.